Gabby Grady, and this is my brother, Jed Davis. He was in the Marines for 4 years, and he is who I'm interviewing for the Veterans Day Project.
Hello, class.
So, Jed, did you always want to be a Marine?
No, when I was a little kid, I wanted to join the Army because my stepfather and my father were both in the Army, but I ended up joining the Marines.
And what rank were you when you were in the Marines?
I got out as an E4, which is a corporal.
And where did basic training take place?
I went to basic training in Parris Island, South Carolina.
How was it?
Sucked. Can we say that?
Yeah, you did. How long were you there for?
Basic training was 3 months long.
3 months long.
Mm-hmm.
So like 12 weeks?
Yeah.
Did you feel it prepared you for war?
No. Basic training, obviously, because it's called basic training, it's just the basics. They just teach you, the simple stuff, and then once you go to your MOS school, that's when they really start training you to deploy.
And where did you deploy?
I deployed to Marja, Afghanistan.
And how many times did you deploy?
Twice.
How long was your first deployment?
My first deployment was 7 months long.
And your second?
It was about the same, a little longer, I think.
And how hard was it to adapt to the environment?
It's not really that hard. You get acclimatized when you get there. You spend a couple weeks just getting used to, their weather, I guess.
Were you homesick at all?
Yeah, I mean, you think about home, but at the same time, you have a job to do, so not really like homesick, but, it's always in the back of your mind.
And can you describe to us what the difference of life was for the people there compared to here?
Well, there's a lot of differences between the people over there and the people over here. They have a different religion, their whole culture's different. They eat different foods, they act a complete different way. Things that are over here are acceptable, aren't acceptable over there, and vice versa. So it's it's like a backward society to us.
And how did your view on life change
My view on life?
after being
I don't think it
over
really
there?
changed at all. I mean,
Did you look
it
at
made
life
me-
a different way?
yeah, it made me, I guess, realize that it's fragile and life is short.
Did it change your priorities?
Yeah, to a degree, I'd say. I mean, again, it made me realize that life is short. You gotta take it seriously.
Were you living in constant fear when you were out in Afghanistan?
No, I wasn't living in constant fear. It's hard to explain. It's not fear. You're just aware. You're not comfortable. Your senses are heightened, and your awareness is.
You're always on guard.
Yeah, you're always on guard.
Did you become used to the lifestyle out there?
Yeah, I mean, you're over there for like 7 months at a time. You get pretty used to your routine and how you do things. You know what I mean?
Did you ever find yourself in a difficult situation where you felt you wouldn't survive?
Yes. I was in a few situations where I didn't think we were gonna make it through, but because of my brothers around me, and like the training we have, we're pretty prepared. We know what we're doing, so we all made it out.
Did the military change you as a person?
No, military. In my opinion, I don't think it changes you. It just shows you what kind of person you are.
Did you feel like you became family with the people that you were in the military with?
Oh, definitely. I met the best friends I'll ever have in my life. And I still keep in touch with all of them. Yeah, they're definitely my family.
And what kind of people did you meet from other cultures when you were over there?
What do you mean?
Like, did you make friends with the people that were over
Well,
there?
we were allies with the Afghan National Army. We went over there and we were trying to help them basically get their freedom. So yeah, we made friends with like the Afghan Army because we were fighting alongside them. And I mean, they don't really speak any English, but still, like we're fighting for the same cause. So yeah, I mean, we became buddies with them, I guess.
Would you consider this a learning experience?
I would consider it a learning experience, just like school.
Would you ever enlist again?
If I could go back in time, I would have. Yeah, I would have enlisted again. I mean, I'm out now. Like, if I would go back in, but too old now.
So, while being in high school, would you still have chosen to go into the Marines or a different
100%,
armed
yeah.
service?
I wouldn't change it for the world. It was a good experience and a bad experience sometimes, but it was definitely worth it. I met some great people, and yeah.
All right. Do you want to describe what it was like coming back from war?
It was trippy coming back because you're away for so long, and you come back and like now you can take a shower every day and eat fast food and like drink beer and stuff. So it's definitely a change, but when you come back, it's hard to get used to being back in the States again for a little while. But you get back into it, and.
Did certain sounds trigger scary memories or thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have trouble with that. Like, yeah, sometimes you hear, a car backfire or something, and it would, you'd think it was an explosion or something, but I don't know.
But you were glad to be home compared to over there.
Definitely glad to be home.
Was your second time easier than the first?
Mm-hmm. My second deployment was a lot easier than my first deployment, just because I knew I'd already been over there, so I knew what it was going to be like. I knew what I was getting myself into this time. I was more prepared. I'd already done it once before, so it was definitely a lot easier.
And what is one word you would use to describe war?
Hell.
All right, so it looks like we're all set. Thank you, Jed. I really appreciate you for this interview. Like 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you ever find yourself in a difficult situation where you felt you wouldn't survive?
Yes. I have.
Are you going to explain it?
Pause the video.
Okay, thank you, Jed. I really appreciate you coming.
Oh my god, here we go.